cannot build a computer now. Like, the Mac is the budget option. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm kind of in shock right now. So the reason is I was trying to make a video because the announcement is that I bought a Mac Studio Ultra M3, and I was going to go to the Apple website and I was going to test and compare this to like a 5090 and to 3090s and like running off of CPU. And so I was just going to do like a comparison of how AI works on this M3 Ultra. And I was going to show you guys the config I got. But as you can see, in my memory here at the top, it says 512 gigabytes. And on the website, I can't even buy that. So I don't know. I can't even buy this anymore. I can't show you guys how to buy it because it's not on the website to buy. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if because we have the M5 Max and M5 Pro for the MacBooks, and since they haven't announced it for the Studio yet, you have to wait until they get that. And so the reason, so let's just go to the MacBook Pro. And honestly, I don't understand, but Apple is a budget company now. How are they a budget company? Yes, you can figure out how much RAM you want. So let's say you want to get the MacBook Pro. You're going to get the Pro chip or the Max chip here. And so for the Pro chip, the maximum you can go up to is 64 gigs. And if you need to get the 128 gigabytes of RAM unified memory, you have to upgrade to the other chip, right? To the Max chip. So you have to upgrade to the Max chip. Yeah, and that's gonna be 7,000 Canadian. So like, you multiply by that 0.75. For US, that's gonna be 5,000 or something. So what's the Mac Pro like? That's the M2 Ultra, that's not even M3. 192 gigabytes, that's even less. So the Mac Studio is still the highest you can get. And so let me show you why a Mac is budget, like a budget purchase at the moment. And honestly, if you're not going to get more RAM, then obviously you don't need the faster processor here. But if you look at the price here, that's $7,600, and that's what Canadian, so that's probably what $5,000 in US. And that's literally one graphics card, guys. That is one 5090. 5090 has 32 gigabytes of RAM, and you still need a RAM? You need RAM, you need a processor, you need a motherboard, you need a case. And so basically you cannot build a computer now. Like, the Mac is the budget option. And RAM, let's say you want a server. Let's say you want to match this Mac Studio Ultra 512 Nimiq's RAM is $28,000. Like if this used to be like 4,000 6 months ago, $4,000. What is this? 27? Is this a joke? 27,000. Like okay, I'm an AI enthusiast. Like I do some like research and stuff, and that's my hobby, I guess. And let's say I want to run like this GLM 744 billion parameter model. This will need like around 400 gigabytes of RAM or VRAM basically. And if you want to purchase it in VRAM, you need a Mac Studio M3 Ultra. You need 16 5090s, which is like $25,000, $32,000, and it's gonna pull like 9 kilowatts from the wall. So you need like multiple wall outlets, or you need what, 6 RTX Pro 6000, which is 96 gigabytes of RAM each, and that is $12,000 per graphics card, I believe. Yeah, so these are. So sorry for the conversion. This is Canadian, so just multiply by 0.75. It's like 10 grand. 10 grand US. Yeah, so you need 6 of those, and even one of these was more expensive than the Mac Studio Ultra, right? And so in large language models, what we're looking into is basically the capacity of RAM that you have on your computer, and then you're loading the weights in. So as an example here, like you have 512, then you go to like your I've been playing around with some of these MLX versions, but let's say it's something familiar. Let's say you just go to like your LM Studio, you select the model that you want, and see like these are friendlier. It's not really friendly, and I tried Qwen 397B at 4-bit, 4.1-bit, and this is not usable. So 203 gigabytes is not usable because of the way they have their attention with the delta nets. It's not quantizable. So if you try to run this at 4.1-bit, it will talk, but don't expect like tool calls to work. They're not going to work. Like the older Qwen 235B instruct, that is probably going to work because it is a DeepSeek attention or GQA. I don't remember which one. But this would work because it quantizes pretty well. But when you have like this attention mechanism that's kind of new from Qwen 3.5, like you can't really quantize it very well. So I would like recommend getting just a dense model, like the 27 billion dense, or you'd have to like go as close to Q8 as possible, Q8, Q9, and try like not to quantize those. And so yeah, so I'm a bit like confused in what's happening anymore. Yeah, and so I got this. I was gonna show you guys that I got this OMLX Hugging Face repo, and basically it's just MLX under the hood, MLX LM, MLX VLM, and MLX embeddings, and it's like a server. So you download your models, you have like this model downloader where you can look up all the models, and you'll download it, and then you have all the settings, and you have your API enabled, and then obviously you can like benchmark your model, And then you have caching to hard drives, so you don't have to have the cache in your RAM. It will store your cache, and then MLX doesn't really have like a very good caching system except for like this one. So what happens is when the model like talks and then it finishes talking, then the cache is removed, and then when you say something to it again, it has to reread or regenerate all the prior information, and that takes a long time. So what this does is just like kind of save that state and put it back so you can like instantly start talking to it again. And this is good because like it has like an Anthropic endpoint, so if you want to like use your Claude code, you can hook up the like whatever models you want, and you'll basically run all these at the same time. And since this has 512 gigs of RAM, or VRAM basically, it can load all the models, and then you can just hammer away at some project, which potentially might be cheaper than paying like 500 a month. So, but honestly, I'm kind of shocked right now, and yeah, I would just suggest if you have like a 3090 or something, just check out like the Qwen 35V 27V. It's very good. The problem is it does like think. It has like a thinking step, but it's only like 17 gigabytes in size. Like it's very small, and then you can get like the Claude 4.6 Opus distills. So basically, they have like a reasoning traces, and then they teach the smaller model how to think like a big model, and it will basically it's not free. Like obviously you will lose something in it. Draw a Pelican on a bike in SVG, and some of this can be fixed with your parameters, so you can tweak your inference parameters a bit where like the min p is higher. Obviously that kind of stuff could help, but this is basically like a Q4 off a 27 billion dense model, and it still kind of functions. It's pretty good. It can do research. What else? The other thing, yeah, so at the same time I can also like go to models here. I can run a bench for you guys. So you go here, let's see, up to 32,000. You grab a model, and I believe, oh yeah, here. And then so if you want to preview it, you can just preview, and there you go. So it did draw a Pelican on a bike. I mean, it's not the best, right? But this is pretty good, like especially for a small model, 27 billion. And it's quantized, guys. It's quantized. Like you're basically reducing the model by 75%, and it's still doing this. And again, the most of the reason is because it is a dense model and it's easier to quantize these things. Right, so it will also like do tool calls very well, and this is basically like a showcase of the Mac Ultra speed, but it's 800 gigabytes a second, so you're basically a 3090. So this is equivalent, close to, or a bit less than the speed of a 3090, right? So at like 1,000 tokens, you're getting like 36 tokens a second generation speed. And as you can see, like this is your prompt prefill. So prompt prefill means how many words per second can it read through the prior chats. Or so if you're searching for information, it's gonna scan through like a bunch of HTML search history and then tell you the answer, or if you drop a book in there. The other thing, this is a vision model, so it also has vision baked into it, so that's also pretty good. I don't remember if this is the one that has vision in it, but how do we tell again? We go to models. All right, here we go. Yeah, so this one is not vision. They took out the vision portion of it, but you can get like anything that has VLM in it as it's a vision. So you can get the same one that's vision enabled as well. I just like to use the distilled reasoning here. And as you can see, this is basically how much VRAM you would need per model. So this one is the chunky boy GLM5 MLX 4.8-bit, and it will need like 460 gigabytes of VRAM with context. But around like after 32,000 context, it starts to slow down quite a bit. So that's basically the max that it can go. These Qwen 397B, they don't quantize well, so you have to get like 9-bit or 8-bit version of it. So this I have to delete. And it will still fit, but yeah, and the reason I want to get the Qwen 397B is because of the attention mechanism that it has, and attention is all you need. It's basically the model has to pay attention to what it reads and then answer you. So if the attention fades over time, so like let's say somebody's talking like me and you start to fade out, that means there isn't enough attention. So the model has the same problem basically. So the more information there is in the text, it kind of starts to like zone out and not answer correctly after a certain point of time. So in this benchmark, you can see like after a certain portion, it's just going to start to diminish in the amount of attention that it has to your topic. And yeah, so this model just flies at 32,000 context, 26 tokens a second. I know everyone's like looking at it, it's like, oh hey, look, it's flying at 100 or something, but you don't need 100 if you want it to like answer you the correct answer. You just need it to output something, and what you really want is higher PP or prompt prefill. So that's basically what you're looking forward to. All right, what else can I show you guys? Right, so I can also like add a second model here, and I can say, was this a VL model? I can't remember. Yeah, maybe the 9B. I can't remember if it was a vision model or not. No, it's not a vision model. But that's a vision model. Okay, so that's a vision model. And then to screen capture, I learned on Mac is Command-Shift-5. And so I can do that. I can paste it in here. I'll put this into a chart. And so it should be able to read the screenshot and output it since it's a vision model. And as you can see, we're using like 77 gigabytes, but we have like multiple things loaded. So here we go. So it output this, which is 512, 57, 59, 439.8. So as you can see, like the vision models for this Qwen 3.5 are really good. The issue becomes for coding if you try to like compress it for some reason. I don't know if there was something broken, but for image recognition, they're pretty good. and they're pretty fast as well. So this one is like 100 tokens a second or something. It's pretty insane. So if this one is 27B is 36 tokens a second, and draw a Pelican on a bike in SVG. So it's going to try to like output this code for the Pelican as you saw earlier for the 27 billion parameter model. This might be doing better than the 397B version. Maybe the one I downloaded was like completely broken. Okay, so it did not give me a way to preview, so we go to like this one is better. Versus this. Right? I'm kind of disappointed, and yeah, I'm sorry guys. It's I didn't realize that those Macs are gone and you can't even purchase them. So I was hoping that they would like become cheaper or something because the new ones came out. But you can't even buy them. Okay, well, maybe I will show you guys some other stuff later. But yeah, this is kind of getting bad. At least the bright side, you still have this 27 billion parameter model that pretty much destroys anything else, right? This one here. It doesn't have as much world knowledge as DeepSeek, right? But if it has access to the internet, this is good.